feel free to comment down below and I will answer to the best of my abilities. So let's start today's study session right now. Also, I want to let you guys know yesterday we finished off with this sentence. So we will be starting with that one today. However, if you guys were not there yesterday, let me just translate very quickly what this sentence means. So 휴게소 is the resting area. So whenever you are driving to another city in your country, you might have that as well. But there are some areas that are destined for you to rest. So basically, you can either go to the bathroom, you can either get food if there is any, or just relax a little bit before going back to your destination. So that is what a resting area is in this context. So the resting areas, okay, when you are driving, okay, basically it's explaining what is the translation of the resting area. Okay, so when you are driving, okay, the resting area is a place where you can rest for a little bit. So that is how this sentence would be structured. So let's start with that one since we have seen that one yesterday.
휴게소에서 점심을 먹고 간식도 먹었어요.
Okay, so let's repeat that sentence together now. So 휴게소에서 점심을 먹고 간식도 먹었어요. So if you guys already know the translation to that sentence, feel free to comment down below and I will correct you guys. However, in the meantime, we will be translating together to make sure that everyone is able to understand everything. So here we have once again 휴게소, which is the resting area, okay, once again. And then we have the eso particle that is associated with a location or a time particle. Do you guys remember what it makes? Wait, let me formulate this correctly. So what is the difference with the eso particle and e particle? Sorry. So just the regular e particle and eso particle, what is the difference between those two? Because a lot of people have a trouble remembering what is the difference between e particle and eso particle. So what does it add to the sentence? So it adds something more specific to this word. So comment down below if you remember what is the difference between the e particle and eso particle. Hi, I'm late. Oh, it's okay, Stefan. Thank you so much for joining us. We barely just started. I see a lot of great answers. Did it just begin? Yes, exactly. We started like 5 minutes ago. So you are not late. So, okay, I see some great answer. I will be giving you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I hope by the end of today, you guys will be able to remember what is the difference between the e and eso particle. So Rani was actually correct. So let me explain the e particle, right, associated with a location or a time once again. So let's pretend there is no so. So it's just 휴게소에. So for example, when there is the e particle on its own, it basically means that there is a location that just simply exists. So it's whenever you want to give a little bit more context of a location that happens in the sentence, but it's not necessarily, there is nothing very specific. It's like happening, right? It's just like a location that is relevant to the sentence. But when we have the eso particle, what it makes it is that there is a specific action that is happening either inside the location or at the location. So for example, if it's a building, it would be an action that is happening inside the building. Okay, so do you guys see the difference? Without the so particle, just e, it's just a regular location. But with the eso particle, there is an action that is happening inside the location or at the location. For example, if it's outside, it cannot be inside outside, right? So you guys know what I mean. Or also there is a second thing. So I was kind of right. What did you say again? I think the eso is in the exact location. So it's not, I mean, technically if you translate from like English translation, that would be correct. However, there is something very specific. So it gives you context that there is an action that is happening over here. So it kind of gives us more information about what is happening in the sentence. Compare that if it was just 휴게소에, we're like, okay, it's just a location. But with the eso, we're like, okay, so something happened at the location. So it's kind of, making us more aware of what is happening. So there's either an action or someone is coming from a location. So someone leaving a location to go somewhere else, then you can also use SL particle. So that is a small, small, I don't know. I was trying to find something, but I'm lost the word. Anyways, you guys know what I mean, right? So here, 휴게소에서, it's like at the resting area. That would be correct, but we know with the sol particle that there is an action that is happening there. So it's giving us more clue. We're like, okay, we don't know what happened there, but something clearly happened. So after that, we have 점심. Do you guys remember what 점심 is? Comment down below if you remember what 점심을 would mean. Comment down below if any of you guys would know what 점심 would mean. What could that mean? What can you do at the resting area? Comment down below if you guys know what 점심 might mean. Even if you don't know what that means, you can still comment down below and try and guess the meaning of that word. So if we are thinking at the resting area, what can we do there? I think train is 기차. Yes, exactly. So 기차 would be train. So obviously there is no train at the resting area. So what can you do? 점심을. It is associated with that one. So if you guys know what 먹 would mean, you might get a little bit of more clues of what 점심 would mean. So I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I guess it was a little bit of a harder one, but 점심을 would be lunch. Okay, so it is the word that you want to use when you are talking about lunch. Either lunchtime or just eating lunch. That is how this word could be translated from Korean to English. So remember, 점심, lunch. So you cannot say that word whenever you are talking about dinner. Okay, it's really only associated about... Knew it, but I was scared to say it. It's okay. You guys can try. Even if it's not the right answer, at least you would have tried. Oh, I only knew 저녁. Yes, so 저녁 would either mean dinner time or like evening or dinner as well. So 점심 would be the equivalent of 저녁. Okay, so here, 점심, dinner. 먹고, it is from the verb 먹다, which is to eat. So eating, lunch at the resting area. And we have here 고, that is once again end. So here it's as if there is a split in between the sentences. So part 1 and part 2. So yes, so eating lunch and okay. However, you need to remember, very important, the goal like this is only used with verbs, adjectives, or actions. So you cannot use it, for example, with nouns. So all the different ways to express and in Korean are used in different settings. So you need to kind of remember what is the purpose of each one. If you don't know, I have posted previously multiple videos explaining a couple of ways to say and in Korean and what is the difference between them. So you can go check them out after today's session if you guys are interested. So eating lunch and 과와 is for nouns, right? Actually, 과와, yes, but it is mostly found in written form. So you will very rarely hear someone say it out loud. So 과와 is mostly written and it is very formal. So you will see that especially when you are reading, for example, news articles or online blogs, they will use 과 and 와. But other than that, it is less used in daily settings and less at work. At work, that is also the one that you want to use, but only when you are writing, not speaking. Okay, so let's continue. We have 간식도. We have seen previously because you guys know, thank you so much for the like, thank you. So you guys know that there is 과자 that means snack, but there is also kanshik that means snack. However, there is a slight difference between both of them. We have actually seen it. I think it was last week someone asked us and we double checked, because even myself, I was like, oh, I'm not exactly sure what is the difference. Does any of you guys remember what would be the difference between the snack that is kanshik and snack that is kwacha? Does any of you guys know what would be the difference? Do you remember if you were there last week? If not, do you want to try and guess what would be the difference between kanshik, snack, and kwacha, that is also snack, but they both have a different way of being expressed. So do you guys remember? By any chance, do you remember kanshik and kwacha? What is the difference between both of them? Comment down below if you guys know what is the difference. I will be drinking a little bit of water, and then after that, I will let you guys know. Actually, there is a great answer. So you are actually correct. So here, kanshik is the snack that can be any type of food that is not eaten during any meals. So for example, you decide right now 1 p.m. you want to eat cheese, then you will use kanshik as snack. So it is not part of your meal, but it is the food that you are eating outside of your meals that can be healthy. So it can be any type of food. It can be junk food to good food like fruits or cheese or biscuits, anything, chocolate, anything. That is where you want to use kanshik. However, kwacha is only used for junk food. So chips, popcorn, candies, all those junk food, you will use kwacha instead. So kwacha, bad snack, and kanshik can be both good snack and bad snack. But whenever you want to specify bad snack, like the one that is not healthy, then you can use kwacha, and then for the rest you can use kanshik. So that was very, very informative. I didn't know that last week, but now you guys know as well. So that is very interesting, because in Korean there are a lot of words that have the same meaning, but they have a subtle difference. So it's very, very important to remember, because for example, you don't want to use kwacha when you are talking about fruits, because kwacha is not unhealthy snack. Sorry. Hi Queen. Hello Seb. Thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? So yes, that is a very interesting fact about the word snack. So let's jump to the to. Do you guys remember what that means when we add to a word? So have seen it a lot of times before as well. Do you guys remember? Doing well, thank you so much. Hope you're also doing good. Yes, I am. Thank you so much for asking, and thank you so much guys for the like. So what does that mean though when we add it to another word? Comment down below if you guys remember the answer. So I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are doing amazingly once again. So to either means also, to, or as well. So those three can actually work. So whenever you want to say this also, or to, or what is the other thing I said? Also, to, as well. All those three can work. However, you need to remember that when you add multiple choices, for example, 3 or more, you always need to add to all of the other choices that you are adding afterwards. So for example, here we don't need to use it here because it is the first and we have and. It's like this and this also. So it's not just this, but this also. But if we wanted to add one more, we would need to add the other word with do as well. So there would be do 2 times. In English, we cannot really say that. I think, like, for example, you say, I bought candies and candies, cake, and also snack, right? We wouldn't say, I bought candies, also snack, and also, So in English, that wouldn't work, but in Korean, it works. So we need to remember that. And then after that, we have 먹었어요, which is from the verb 먹다, to eat. Double shift under here. Once again, it means it is in the past tense, so it is like ate. So at the resting area, okay, here she is saying more about herself. Yeah, that would be correct. So at the resting area, okay, she ate lunch and she ate lunch and also snack. So she didn't just eat lunch, but she also ate snacks at the resting area. So that would be how this sentence is translated. So at the resting stop, lunch, ate, and snack also ate. So that would be how it would be translated. So let's continue with the next sentence. However, if you have any questions about that one, feel free to comment down below.
대전에 도착한 후에 먼저 수목원에 갔어요. 저는 오랜만에 수목원에 갔어요.
Okay, so let's repeat those two sentences together. 대전에 도착한 후에 먼저 수목원에 갔어요. 저는 오랜만에 수목원에 갔어요. Okay, so let's translate everything together. So we have 대전에. So if you were there previously, or even if you were not there previously, I will let you guys know. Thank you so much for the finger heart, sir, Seth. Thank you so much. Thank you. So Daejeon is actually a city that is about in the middle of Korea. So it is in between Seoul and Busan. So this is a city that is in the middle, basically, of Korea. And we have here 도착한. So this is an I'm not sure if in this case it's more like, it's not an adjective, maybe more like, 도착한, it's from the verb 도착하다. Do you guys remember what 도착하다 would mean? Do you guys remember? Comment down below if you remember what the verb 도착하다 would mean. Here, in this case, it is not put as a verb. It is transformed into a noun, I guess. Not sure. So comment down below, what is the verb 도착하다? Comment down below if you guys know what verb is this in English. Comment down below. I will give you guys a few seconds to comment the answer, and I will give you the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are correct. So 도착하다 is the verb to arrive. But here, in this context, in English, it would be translating to something like arriving. So arriving would be the correct answer to this word, but 도착하다 is a verb to arrive. So you guys were correct. Then we have 후에. So 후에 is the word that you want to use that means after. So after arriving in Daejeon, that would be how these things arriving and arrived are called particles. I'm not sure if I understand what you mean. So yes, right? After arriving in Daejeon, so that would be how this would be translated. You always need to remember that, for example, whenever you want to say after or before or any of those type of words, you always need to add it after the word that you want to link it with, if that makes sense. So in English, we would say after arriving, but in Korean, we would say arriving after. So that would be something that you need to remember. It comes always after the word that you want to link it with. In English, it's the opposite. So you kind of need to rewire your brain the other way around. Basically, that is Korean, right? You need to rewire your whole brain, but take notes of that to make sure that you do not add it before the word, because in English, in Korean, that wouldn't be correct. Here we have 먼저. Do you guys remember what 먼저 would mean? So we have seen it a lot and a lot of times before. However, the times that we have seen it previously, we were able to find it at the beginning of the sentence. However, here it is put in the middle of the sentence. So comment down below if you guys remember what 먼저 would mean. So do you guys remember what 먼저 would mean? If so, comment down below the answer. I will let you guys know in a couple more seconds, but comment down below if you remember what 먼저 would mean. So I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are correct. So there are different translations to that one, especially if it's found in the beginning of the sentence. You can say first of all or firstly. However, in this context, since it is used in the middle of the sentence, we can translate that more to first. Okay, so first of all or firstly would be whenever it is put at the beginning of the sentence, but here it wouldn't make sense in the middle of the sentence if we said firstly or first of all. So here it's more just like first on its own. Okay, so after arriving in Daejeon, first, so she is probably going to be telling us what's the first action or the first place that she went to after arriving. I need to go. 안녕. Thank you so much for being here today. I hope you will have a lovely day. Helpful. Thanks. You're welcome. I'm happy to hear that what I'm saying is being helpful to you guys. And then we have 수목원에. So here, I remember, I think in like March or April, we actually did this podcast. Now I just got flashbacks. So we actually did this podcast. I think it was in March or something. But I don't think anyone here right now was there. So this is totally fine. I just got flashback because I remember when I saw that first word, I was like, what the hell is that? Because even in English, I had no clue what that meant. So apparently it means arboretum. Am I even pronouncing it correctly? Arboretum? Anyways, I think it's like a place where there is a lot of trees. I'm not sure. Let me just go on like Google Pictures. Is that even an English word? I don't even know what's arboretum. To be honest, I had the same reflection as you guys. I saw that word back then and I was like, what the hell does that even mean? So I will just show it to you guys. It's something related to trees, which makes sense because in French, trees is arbre. So that is very, very common. So apparently, 잠시만요. I just don't want to expose my location. So let me just... Okay, so this is apparently... Thank you so much for the rose, Anderson. Thank you, thank you. Oh, my keyboard. Huh? I'm confused, but thank you so much for the rose. Thank you, thank you. I'm forgetting my own language. Jardin botanique. Ah, en français, c'est jardin botanique. Ça fait du sens. Okay, so that is basically what an arboretum is. So this is a place where there is different trees and flowers and all those things. So this is apparently what is arboretum. So I guess when she first got to Daejeon, she went to one. Is it some type of park? Maybe. Not sure. I think I actually went to one in Seoul. I don't remember where it was exactly, but I just remembered that it was actually the place where my like one scene from My Demon was filmed, the drama. Like right there, I was like, this thing is very familiar. Like a park. Yeah, probably. It's defined as a botanical garden devoted to trees. Ah, okay. So it's only for trees. Very interesting. Thank you so much for letting us know. Yeah, probably a botanical park. Just looks like a park garden. It does. It does. This is not really what I would normally go for, but I guess that is a interesting, different experience, in my opinion. But yeah, very, very interesting, right? So now you guys know that 수목원에, here we have one. And if you guys know what is the word for park, it's 공원. So I'm assuming that one normally is something related to like companies, but maybe it can also mean something related to park, because that would make sense that 수목원 would be something that is with trees. So this is only my own how can I say that? My own conclusions. So that might not be necessarily correct because I know that a lot of times words ending in one is like related to some type of businesses, but maybe in Hanja there is a different meaning. Wait, let's just check because now I'm curious if like one is also in Hanja. Let me just see. Hanja dictionary. Let me bring my little website from 2008. Oh, I don't have the Hanja. So if I write one, would it give me though? Or is it only the Hanja? Let's see. Ah, okay. Oh my god, there is a lot of meanings. Can you read Hanja too? No. Sadly, I cannot read Chinese. I have learned Hanja, but remembering the lines of all the Chinese characters gave me such a headache that I then stopped doing that. So, a circle. I'm not sure that would mean a circle. Okay, why is it only giving me words? So let's just go on Naver. Let's write one. And then it will give me the Chinese character. I see. I wish though. I wish, to be honest, that... No, I don't want the meaning. I just want the one. Circle. Wish, hope. So anyways, I guess I won't have the answer for you guys today. I might try and find it before Sunday to see. But you know, that would be my own conclusion, that it might have something related also to trees, because right, Gongwon is park and Sumakwon is our botanical, whatever that is called, basically. And we have the air particle, which once again is a location or time particle. So it's basically saying like at the arboretum or in the arboretum. But here in this case, it's more like at. We have 갔어요, which is from the verb 갔다, to go, double 시읒 under here. So we know it is in the past tense. So now let me quickly give you guys a translation to this whole sentence. So after arriving in Daejeon, first she went to the botanical garden. Let's call it like that. So that would be how this sentence would be translated. So in Daejeon, arriving after first botanical garden went. That would be how this would be translated. So now let's jump to the second sentence just right here. That is going to be very, very easy because we literally have seen 3 out of 4 words in the past sentence. Thank you so much for the follow. If you guys are new, also I forget to let you guys know, but I go live 3 to 5 times each week where I study Korean together. So if you want to join us, don't forget to follow me to make sure you do not miss my other Korean study session. Okay, so let's continue. We have here 저는 오랜만에 수목원에 갔어요. So let's translate everything. We have 저는. Once again, that is a word that you want to use when you say me, I, myself. Okay, when you are talking about yourself, you use 저는, but this is formal, so you cannot use it in sentences that are casual. Always remember, you need to end a sentence in either 요, 입니다, 합니다, 씁니다 if you want to use 저는. Let's go to the second word just right here. Thank you so much for the follow. So we have 오랜만에. Do you guys remember what that means? Thank you so much for the follow as well. So what does 오랜만에 mean? Comment down below if you remember what 오랜만에 would mean. We have seen it a couple of times before in my Korean City live stream, so maybe some of you might remember what that would mean. So comment down below what that could potentially mean. Even if you don't know, you can still try and guess the meaning. I don't know, it's okay, no worries. You will learn after after I let you guys know. I just want to see if any of you guys would be able to know what is the meaning of that. So I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Thank you so much for the like. Something related to the arboretum? Yeah, technically that would be correct. But here it's more a word that is associated with time. So 오랜 is a lot of the time something that would mean long. And then 만내 would be normally from, you have probably heard like 오랜만이에요. So here the man part is more from 만나다, to meet, and then 오랜, long time. So long time meeting. However, in English we can translate that more to for a long time. So here, a long time, that can be how. I knew it, I just wasn't sure and didn't comment. Haha. It's okay. That is great then that you knew and you remember. That is amazing. Even though you were a little bit shy, but that is amazing. I'm saying yes. Okay, so I, for a long time, a long period of time, 수목원에, so botanical gardens, or I was gonna say it in French, but botanical garden. Oh my god, I don't know how to say that word. Very not easy to say. And then 갔어요 from the verb 갔다, to go, double shield under here once again. So it is went. So I went to the arboretum. Here it's more like in English, in this case, in the sentence, we can say haven't been. Okay, so here it's like 오랜, long time, 만, from meeting. So it has been a long time since that person, you have met that person, or that you have been to a place. So here in this case, it's more like it has been a long time since she hasn't been to an arboretum. So that would be how it would be translated. So hopefully it makes sense to you guys. So I, for a long time, arboretum, went. Okay, so it had been a while since the last time that she went to an botanical garden, which is probably why she decided that the first thing she was going to do in Daejeon was to visit one. So does it make sense to you guys now? Hopefully it does. So 오랜만에, a lot of times it's used for a long period of time, but in a lot of contexts it has a subtle meaning of it has been a long time since you have been to a place or that you have seen a person. So that would be a little bit a better way of explaining 오랜만에. Okay, so I was curious and asked ChatGPT. What did you ask about like 오랜만에? So 수, tree, mok would trees, one. Okay, so I was correct. Thank you so much for taking the time to check that out. Oh, mok, yes. Mok is something related to tree. Yeah, that would make sense. Not tree. Yeah, tree, yeah. And then one garden. So I was actually correct in my... it was just my thought process. I was like, Kongwon, Sumokwon, both are ending in one, so it might have something related to garden or park. So thank you so much for taking the time to check that for us. Yes, you were correct. Yay! I'm happy to hear that. So we will jump to the next sentence. However, if you have any questions still about those two sentences, you can just comment down below and let me know, and I will answer as soon as I see it. So let's continue for now. Thank you so much for the like, and thank you so much for the heart me and being part of our Supakuling 친구 gang again. Thank you, thank you. Okay, so let's continue now.
수목원에는 나무하고 꽃이 많아요. 대전에 있는 수목원이 정말 컸어요.
Okay, so let's repeat those two sentences together. So it's very, very funny because every time that I'm like, what the hell is that word? And if you have been in my life often, you always know that it always happened. I'm like, what the hell is this word? I try to find the information, and then right after she basically explained, right, what is that word. So sometimes I think I just need to be a little bit more patient. So let's repeat those two sentences together. 수목원에는 나무하고 꽃이 많아요. 대전에 있는 수목원이 정말 컸어요. So let's repeat a little bit slower for you guys. 수목원에는 나무하고 꽃이 많아요. 대전에 있는 수목원이 정말 컸어요. Okay, 컸어요. Sorry. Why did I say 켜? 컸어요. Okay, so let's translate everything together now. So we have 수목원에는, so we know that 수목원 is the botanical garden. We have namu. What does namu mean? Comment down below if you guys know what namu means. Oh my god, I really hate that. I don't know why recently, whenever I just... Okay, let me do that instead. So what does namu mean? Comment down below if you guys remember what namu would mean. So it is different from nomu. Nomu and namu are different. So comment down below, what does namu mean? What is namu? Even if you have seen the answer, you can still comment down below. What is the answer? What is namu? Comment down below. I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hello. Thank you so much for being here today. How are you doing? So you guys are correct. Namu is trees. Flowers are small trees, so tree. Are flowers trees? Are they? I mean, some bigger ones might be, like, for example, cherry blossoms, but technically, interesting. Interesting. I never thought of it that way. Making up excuses. Okay, I see. But flowers are plants, no. Yeah, they are plants, but they are not trees, right? I don't think they are trees. Now you're confusing me, guys. You're making me think of my whole life ever again. Okay, so namu, you guys are correct. It is trees. And then we have hago. So hago, when can we use hago? Comment down below if you guys know when we need to use hago. In between which type of words can we use hago, meaning and? Comment down below if you guys know the answer. So hago, what type of words can be in between that particle? So comment down below, hago, if you guys know which type of words we can use it with. So comment down below if you guys know. Connectives. Yes, you guys are correct. This is a connective that means and. However, you can only use with specific words. So comment down below. Between, I forgot what it's called. So yes, I will give you guys the answer in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So you guys are correct. You can only use hago with nouns or adjectives. Here in this case, it is nouns. So for example, you wouldn't be able to use just go, right? Namu, go, kochi. That wouldn't work because go is only used with adjectives, verbs, and actions. Here in this case, it is not adjectives, it is not a verb, and it is not an action. So it is noun, hago. Period. Exactly. Period. That's about it. Nouns, adjective, periods. That's it. Good. Let's continue. So trees and kochi. So kochi is a flower. Kot, flowers. Very important to remember that when you are pronouncing it just like that, it sounds more like a T, so kot. And then when you had a vowel after that, it sounds more like a T again. So it's kochi, kochi, but just kot with a T. So this is called patsim pronunciation. You guys are probably aware of that, something that is very, very difficult. But you also need to a very, very small parentheses, where when is in third place. Yes, exactly. So Audrey is like a god. Oh, 고마워요. That is very sweet. Okay, so yes, very, very small thing for anyone that is struggling with, especially some patsim. Like a lot of patsim, when is found at the bottom, sounds more like a T. Some sound like differently, but what you need to remember is that when it's ending just like that, okay, it sounds more like a specific letter. I always said, oh my god, what is the thing that I said to you guys like a couple of months ago about, like, okay, so let's think of when you are dating someone. This is the example that I used, and now I just remembered. So remember that, for example, when you date someone, you change, okay? So think of, right, the patsim under here as if you are dating that person, so the sound changes, okay? So because you date someone a lot of times, right, you are changing your personality or however. Thank you so much for the rose. You bloom and embrace yourself. This is not exactly what I wanted to say. No longer being afraid to show your true self. Not exactly. Let's see where this is going, okay? Thank you so much for the rose again, Sab. Thank you, thank you. You're the best. 고마워요. So, okay, now you are dating someone, so you change it. So that's why here it is pronounced at kot. So it sounds more like T. And then after that, you break up with that person, okay? You break up, you don't date that person ever again. Anyways, and then you go back to your normal self. So when there is a vowel after that, this pronunciation of the sound under here sounds just like its original form. So here, when you are dating someone, your personality changed, so it's pronounced more as got. And when you break up, you are not dating that person anymore. You go back to your original form, what you were before you dated that person. So it's pronounced as gochi, gochi, gochi. Oh, sad. Yes, a very sad ending, but this might help you remember that when you're pronouncing pachim, when there is a vowel after that, it goes back to its original form, but when it is ending in a pachim, it sounds differently. So it is very, very sad, but you cut ties with the person, so gari. A very sad storytelling. Well, I remember if I ever need some. You're gonna be dating someone, and then the first thing that you will remember is like me telling you guys about this pachimro. Very sad. Sorry about that. The ending is indeed very, very sad. But I'm pretty sure that now, whenever you will see a pachim, you will think about that story, and you will remember that you need to pronounce it differently. First date story to use. Imagine you go on a first date and you're like explaining that to the person that you are going on a date. They will think you are crazy. But you know, this is something that will definitely stick to your brain, because I was trying to explain it to you guys, and then this thing that I said, I think like 2 or 3 months ago, it was like at the beginning of the summer. I explained this trick, and then suddenly it came back to my mind. Hey, new guy, so there's this Audrey. She said that basically pachim is just like when you are in a relationship and then you break up. Very interesting. He just made a 360 turn. Yeah, exactly. You're like, right now, when I'm gonna be dating you, I will be just like pachims, right? I'm gonna change, and then when we break up, I will go back to my normal self, so I will be another pachim again. As easy as that. Very sad story, but I'm pretty sure that even tomorrow you will wake up and you will be like, oh, I just remembered the story that Audrey said about pachim and breaking up, right? So I think this is also what I'm trying to do with explaining you guys how to learn Korean. I try to give you tricks that you would have never thought of, but that actually works, because I'm pretty sure that you will come back next Sunday in my next Korean study live streams, and you will be like, oh my god, I remembered all week your trick, because it works, right? It's very silly, but it works. Also, if you guys are new, don't forget to follow me just right here. I go live 3 to 5 times each week where we study Korean together, and we try to find silly ways to learn Korean together. We're actually having a lot of fun, so very, very exciting. So here, 꽃이, flowers, 만나요, from the verb 만다, to be many. So here it's saying that at the botanical gardens, there are a lot of trees and flowers. So on this very good note, this sentence is now way more positive than the trick I gave to you guys. So yes, at the botanical part, trees and flowers, a lot there is. So that would be how this sentence would be translated. So now let's jump to the next sentence just right here. I'll remember your trick. I really hope so. I hope that everyone that is right now in my life will remember the trick I gave you 2 minutes ago. And please, if you come back in another study live streams and you remember that trick, please let me know, because it's going to make me it's going to make me laugh a lot, to be honest, if you come back next time and be like, I still remember the trick you gave us. Very, very interesting. Okay, so let's continue now. We have Daejeon에. So we know that Daejeon is actually a city in Korea. Once again, little geography time. So it is in the middle of Korea, about in the middle, not exactly about, in the middle of Korea, between Seoul and Busan. So it's very funny because I think I know more. I'm very bad at geography, to be honest, but I think I know more about um, where cities are located in Korea than I know in Canada. So that is a lot to tell. And then we have 있는, which is geography trauma. Yes, yes. You guys wouldn't even believe in high school the things I said about Canada's geography. I'm still getting haunted by that every day. But you guys don't even want to know. You're gonna think, are you even serious? Anyways, so let's continue here. We have 있는, which is from the verb 있다, to be or to have, depending on the context of the sentence. So here, 수목원이, right? Yes. I kind of doubted myself. So 수목원이 botanical garden. We have 정말. Do you guys remember what 정말 would mean? I want to learn geography now, huh? Not then. You want to learn geography? Are you talking about geography in Korea? Because that would be understandable. But yes, what does 정말 mean? Comment down below if you guys remember what 정말 would mean. I will give you a couple more seconds to try and guess the meaning of 정말 while I drink a little bit of water because I have been talking so much that, oh my god, my throat is very, very... No, simply just random geography. You like geography? Really? That is great. Amazing. Sadly, I cannot relate. Geography definitely wasn't my strongest suit in high school. But yes, you guys are actually correct. 정말 is really or very. So I keep saying it, but whenever you want it's kind of like 진짜, right? Yes, 진짜 can be another way of emphasizing, but I feel like you would use that in different setting. Okay. I feel like 진짜, however, is a little bit more casual than 정말. 정말, I feel it's like slightly more formal. So, for example, yes, that would be correct, Stefan. That would be correct. But yes, I feel like if you use 진짜, for example, like at work or things like that, people might look at you like weird. But that would be correct. It has a similar meaning. So 정말 means really or very. So whenever you want to emphasize something, that is one of the words that you can use for that reason. Then we have 컸어요, which is from the verb 크다, to be big. Double shield under here once again. So it's basically it's in the past tense. So it's saying that in 대전, okay, there is, okay, botanical garden that are really big. That was very big. I think in this case it can be the one that you went to, right? That can be also. So is it there was? Technically it can be was very big because it is with double shield under here, so it is in the past tense. So I think she is talking about especially the one that she visited. So in Daejeon, okay, the botanical garden was very big. So yes, I guess in this case it would be more about the one that she visited. That would be more accurate because if it was in the present tense, we could think that generally in Daejeon the botanical gardens are really big, but here since in the past I think it's more about the one she visited. Hopefully it makes sense. Thank you so much for the rose again, Seth. Thank you. 고마워요. Okay, so do you guys want us to do one more sentence before the end of today? Time went by so fast with you guys. I swear every time I go live, I feel like that hours goes by in like 15 minutes. Oh my, the time goes so quick. I know, right? We're having so much fun. So that is why it's going by very, very quick. It doesn't even feel like we're studying Korean, to be honest, right? It just feels like we're having a fun little time. So comment down below if you guys want me to do one more sentence before the end of today's session. So comment down below if you want me to do one more sentence. The bamboo sling word of remember that word? Do you remember the Korean word or the English one? Yes, in school 35 minutes were like 2 hours. I know, right? In school it feels like it's never ending. However, here it's like we wish we would have more. Now 1 hour likes 1 minute, 5 minutes. Yes, exactly. So in school, right, it feels like it will never last, but here during those Korean study session, it feels like one more than I have to help my namdongseong with his own work. Okay, perfect. I want to enroll into this school. Which school? Which school? Okay, so let's continue. End it sadly with last one sentence. Audrey's Korean school. I want to enroll. I'm sure that would be a lot of fun, right? Your school, Audrey. Yeah, I'm sure that would be a lot of fun, right? I think this wouldn't be that serious. That is why it would be so much fun, because it wouldn't be as serious as school normally is. Okay, so let's continue now with the last sentence of today.
큰 호수가 있고 산책길이 있었어요.
Okay, so let's go with that one above right here, and then next time we can continue with the one down here. So let's repeat that one. So 큰 호수가 있고 산책길이 있었어요. So let's just say everything together. So we have 큰. Do you guys remember what that would mean? Comment down below if you guys know what 큰 would mean. Here it is more as an adjective. So it has the purpose of an adjectives that complement this word just right here. So what this 큰 would mean? Comment down below. It is originally from a verb, but if I'm telling you guys the original tense of the verb, you will know the answer right away. So I'm making it slightly harder for you guys. So what this kin would mean, comment down below. I have no clue. Okay, I'm gonna give you a small hint. So this is a word that was in the previous sentence actually. Oh, from the last one? Yeah, exactly. It is the same word, the same verb actually from the previous sentence, but it is conjugated in a different form because it is put into an adjectives, which is why the other one. Okay, let me just show it to you guys again, the word. So here it was conjugated because it was a verb. If you didn't say from a verb, I wouldn't know. Haha, I forgot. It's okay, no worries. It's very hard, especially because normally, a lot of times the verbs that are transformed into adjectives or nouns are not conjugated. So it is with its original form. So that is why here it is 컸어요 because it is conjugated. So it changes. The original tense of the verb is 크다. So here that is why as an adjective it is 큰. So big. And then we have 호수, which is lake. So it is it sounds very similar to Australia. If I'm not mistaken, Australia is like 호주, if I'm not mistaken. But here it means lake. So you can remember because, there is a lot of water in Australia. So that is another way that you can remember that. Lake. Then 있고, from the verb 있다, to be or to have, depending on the context of this sentence. There is a big lake and walking trail here. Yeah, I guess that could work. Hoju. Okay, perfect. Thank you. I was like, I'm pretty sure it's Hoju, but I got, how can I say that? I doubted for a second. When you think you know, but you're like, wait, I might actually be wrong. That was me. Okay. So, 있고, to be or to have, depending on the context of the sentence. Here, it's more like, there is a big lake. Go, once again, and can only be found in between verbs, adjectives, or actions, okay? So here, since it is 있고, a verb, and here, once again, 있었어요, the same verb, that is why you can use go. Okay, 산책길. So 산책, do you guys know what 산책 normally means? And just for your information, it's not a book about mountains, okay? It is not a book about mountains. What does 산책 would mean? Comment down below if you guys know what just 산책 on its own mean. Comment down below. if you guys know what Santek would mean. And once again, like I said, it's not a book about mountains, because I know like about 2 months ago in my Korean study live streams, we actually saw that word and someone said a book about mountains, and I laughed so much. I was like, yeah, I see it, but no, that's not what it means. Path or trail? Yes, that would be a little bit correct. However, Santek would be associated more with hiking. So yes, that can be a path or a trail, but specifically it is a word that you want to use when you are talking about hiking. So either when you are hiking in the mountains, where other places can you hike? Not sure. But Santek specifically for walking, I guess walking can work because when you are hiking, obviously you are not running. I mean, I hope so that you are not running while you go hiking, because that can be 산책하다. Yes, exactly. So that would be correct. It is to hike. And then after that we have 길. So do you guys know what 길 means? So I'm giving you that, what each block of that word mean, because you will understand better the translation to that. So what is gil? Comment down below if you guys know what gil would mean in Korean. So comment down below. Also, if you go to Korea, you will see that word a lot of times, because whenever, especially if you live in Seoul, a lot of times the roads itself will have 길 after that. So what could that potentially mean if whenever you are seeing the name of a road, there is 길 after that? Comment down below if you guys know what 길 would mean in English. I gave you the biggest hint ever. If no one knows what that would mean, I would be very sad, because I just gave you the answer. So if on the road where it tells the road of the name of the road or the street, and it has 길 at the end of it, what does that mean? How did I miss it? Okay, so yes, Emma, you are correct. So 길 in Korean, normally it means a road or a street. So here, that is why it's like a walking trail, because it is kind of like not a street, but a road that is to walk. You even said it exactly. That's why I was like, it's impossible. You guys cannot get it. So now you know that whenever you next go to Korea, you will see whenever it's the name of the road, it is ending in 길, which means road. So it is the name of the road. So here, that is why it says walking trail, because 산책, which is hiking, and 길, which is road or street. So here it's like the path that is that you go through when you go hiking, because often in Korea when you go hiking, there is a clear path that is, structured for humans to go there. Like, you're not just literally saying like, let me go in that forest, and then you go out of nowhere, right? So most of the time there is a path that is formed for you to go hiking. So you just don't go like in any direction that you want in the forest and call it a hike. That is not how hiking really works in Korea. So hopefully this is insightful to you guys. So here, 산책길, walking trail, are the road to hiking, basically. And then 있어서요. So from the verb 있다, to be or to have, depending on the context of the sentence. However, as you guys know, when you add it a second times, here in this context, it means in the past tense, because for example, here it is from the verb 걸리다. So here in this case, it doesn't have double 시옷 in the verb stem, so that is why you only had one time double 시옷. However, here, as you guys see, in the verb stem, there is already a double 시옷. So to put it in the past tense, you need to add one more time a double 시옷. So it's like 있어서요, because if you just put 있어요, it's like just present tense. So past tense, 있어서요. So it's basically saying that there was, a walking trail and a big lake in the botanical garden, I guess. So that would be how this is translated. So hopefully this was very, very insightful. So sadly, that will be the end for today. However, we will see each other next Sunday. And I just want to remind you guys before we go that if you have been wanting to have a little bit more support in your Korean studies, I actually offer a private Korean tutoring session. So if you want to book a private Korean tutoring session with me, it is 25 USD for 30 minutes and 45 USD for an hour. And you can just register the link in my description if you guys are interested. So also, I just want to remind you guys that you can find all of my Korean study live streams on my YouTube channel as well, which is Audrey and Seoul. So if you are not able to make it anytime and you still want to study Korean with me, not in real time, but it's still pretty fun, I'm sure, to watch that again. So you can find it in my YouTube channel, which is Audrey and Seoul. Thank you, mas 스파클링 친구. 고마워요, 스파클링 친구. So yes, do you guys have any more questions? We will see each other this Sunday. Bye, Audrey. Thank you so much, Rani, for being here. Also, don't forget the emoji of the week. I was gonna say today again. The emoji of the week is actually the airplane. So next time that you either see my road or street, 길 and 산책 means also hiking, because I know the means pas de promenade in French. Yes, exactly. So en fait, en français, 길 serait comme une route, et puis 산책, hiking, promenade, plus je sais pas c'est quoi en français hiking. Bye, Audrey. So yes, the emoji of the day. Okay, I just want to quickly say that next time that you either see my videos on your For You page or my videos on YouTube, or you join or one of our Korean study live stream, you can just comment this emoji airplane. And basically, it is a secret code that we have in between each other for this week. So only us will know that the airplane emoji is a secret code in between each other. So it's very, very a fun little thing that I install it to see you guys everywhere, be able to recognize you guys. And also, before I leave, tomorrow is Korean Friday tip. 안녕히 계세요. 안녕히 가세요. I wanted to say, oh yes, tomorrow Korean study tips. So stay tuned for the video. It's going to be a very, very insightful video. So I hope that you guys will like it. Bye. I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you so much. I hope you guys will have a wonderful day as well. And we will see each other this Sunday if you are able to make it. If not, hopefully we will see each other again next week. Thank you. Merci, 감사합니다. 네. Thank you for the heart, Diona. Thank you guys for all taking the time out of your day every time to join us in this very fun Korean study session. 안녕, 안녕. So yes, thank you so much for joining, and I will see you guys this Sunday. So 안녕히 계세요, 여러분. 안녕. 고마워요. 안녕.